blind tiefling interpreter bows before you politely and translates his master's grumbling. Master, that sucks, he greets you and wishes you good trading. Who are you, demon? The demon answers with a lengthy barking tirade as the interpreter listens carefully to every grunt. Master Saxaxis comes from a remote corner of the abyss, extremely far from these parts. Practically no one in all Ashanira has heard of the magnificent place that Master Saxaxis' homeland. He would happily return there because that place is superior to all other realms of the abyss. However, Master Saxaxis found himself fascinated with the concept of slavery. In his homeland, the idea of owning another sentient being does not exist. The common practice there is to kill anyone who is not like you. Master Saxaxis has spent a lot of time studying the sophisticated art of slaveholding and has become the most respected slave trader in the whole of Loshinira. Wait, what? It is lawful to respect... Oh, that's ridiculous. Okay, guys. So we are in a tabletop game, and we have a lawful option. We are a paladin of the light, a lawful human. And now the game wants me to say that being lawful is to respect demonic slavery culture? What the fuck is wrong with you, game? I mean, it's not the game, it's obviously the tabletop game behind this, but... What? How can it be lawful to respect demonic slavery culture? What? That's not lawful. I mean, we need to choose lawful. I mean, no, we don't. Tell Master Success. No, I mean, we want to buy slaves from him, right? Damn it. Not everyone approves of slavery on Golarion, but I respect your customs. Listening intently to the pleased hoots of his master, the tiefling adds a trifle of approval to his monotonous speech. Master Saxaxis is pleasantly surprised. Many of your world's inhabitants hold a strange prejudice against slavery. Master Saxaxis wishes you the favor of the demon lord you serve. I appreciate your kind words. Your wisdom is truly impressive. The harsh roar. Saxaxis uses his whip to knock the chain from the tiefling's neck, a chain attached to a golden plate covered in demonic inscriptions. Deprived of his accessory, the slave quietly kneels, ignoring the bleeding wound on his neck. He finds the golden plate on the ground and hands it to you. Master Saxaxis would like to grant you this valuable gift as a sign of his personal regard, for he has found you to be both intelligent and discerning. What? Only the most esteemed guest receives such tokens from Master Saxaxis. Let this gift show your high status to all around you. Saxaxis Paizo. No, Paizo. Sorrow and anger fill me as I behold this piece of metal, the blood of unfortunates not yet dried upon it. Are you Saxaxis' slave? The demon bursts into indignant gurgling. Even without understanding a single word, you quickly conclude that he is displeased. Master Saxaxis wishes you to cease your attempts to bypass him and communicate directly with his property. The provenance of his property is a matter of concern to Master Saxaxis alone, no one else. I'd like to know more about the flesh markets. Master Saxaxis finds your curiosity commendable. He's willing to outline the basic principles of the flesh market and its... The tiefling falls silent for a while, listening carefully to the demon's croaking, then he finds the correct word. Its hierarchy. He's also willing to explain the intricacies of the highly respected occupation of slaver. It would take a lot of effort to find a place more disgusting than this one, even here in the abyss. In the old days, my warriors and I broke many slave collars and let countless slaves out of the abyss. What is this place? This place is called the Flesh Markets, because here one can buy living and healthy flesh. Slaves for housekeeping, slaves for carnal pleasure, fighting slaves, sacrificial slaves, slaves of an edible nature. Every day hundreds of slaves are shipped here and hundreds of customers come to buy them. Where do you get your slaves? The majority of these slaves are captives seized during raids of other planes. Master Saxaxis is happy to inform you that Golarion is one of our main supply channels. The Abyss itself supplies a fair share of slaves as well. The demons have no prejudice against enslaving their kind. Demonic slaves are more hard-wearing and last longer than slaves from other planes. Who runs the flesh markets? Master Saxaxes has the honor of being the informal head of the flesh markets because he's the main supplier to the upper city. All the individuals who dared challenge Master Saxaxes' primacy renounced their false claims, became his slaves, and now proudly wear his personal insignia, carved into their faces with cold iron. With a demanding crack of the whip, Saxaxes calls one of the demons standing nearby. The latter kneels hastily, obediently hides his eyes, and extends his hand palm up. Saxaxes seems satisfied with the display of obedience, so he lets the demon go by whipping him lightly over the shoulders and leaving a ruby-red welt on his skin. As you may have noticed, Master Saxaxes' authority here in the flesh markets is absolute. I see. Interesting. I mean, back in the day, a couple hours ago when we came here and talked about how do we get the attention of Nocticula, there were several options. We could find friends or fight in the arena or cause turmoil. I wonder if we could just kill everyone, attack everyone. Is that a good path? I mean, we would inevitably end up in Nocticula's presence, but I'm not sure if that's the right way. I'd like to see your slaves. The tiefling's voice is emotionless and fails to convey the arrogant notes you hear in the demon snorting. I'm afraid Master Saxaxes must reject your offer. All his slaves were caught to satisfy personal requests by the most esteemed upper city residents. Master Saxaxes is the most influential of the slavers, and he can't afford to waste his time on something as pointless as negotiating with a stranger. Okay, so we get an item from him. Saxaxes Paizo. The amulet grants Varen immunity to necromancy cool spells while in demonic rage. While in demonic rage? Well, that doesn't help me very much. Okay, is there anything... Ah, we can go there, okay.
I'm gone.
The tall, thin vendor is, well, in a loose black robe. He is not a demon, but it's impossible to determine his race. His expressionless and hairless face is covered in tattoos and looks as if it is made of wax. His eyes are motionless. As you approach, the black figure almost doubles over as he sweeps into a low bow. The vendor moves with a supernatural delicacy and grace impossible for a human. He extends his arms, also covered in tattoos, toward you. The ink on his palms comes to life and forms the words, "Greetings, I am Krebos, vendor of magical lunatics." The voice of the inheritor sounds contemplative. I can sense shadows, evil shadows that once served their old master, Viriavaxus, whom I fought valiantly but had not the strength to defeat. Beware this one, champion, for he is linked to powers both formidable and cunning. Something inside you awakens, or casts a fiery glance at the slaver. You can see the darkness curling under the thin layer of his skin, or rather a shadow resembling darkness, a demon woven of shadows. What kind of slaves can you offer? With a slight nod, Krebos points at a group of slaves standing nearby. All of them are completely motionless. Their backs are naturally straight. They seem to be drugged. Their eyes are entirely black, without a hint of pupil, and in the depth tiny blue sparks flicker like stars in the night sky. From time to time, some of the slaves utter something uncanny or barely comprehensible, then fall silent again. Tiny ink glyphs begin to appear rapidly on the slaver's palm, as if drawn by a skilled scribe. My lunatics, magical ingredients for ritual sacrifices, dissolved in blood, fermentation finished, distillation finished. It is deposited into practical self-propelled storage units inside the slaves' bodies. What the? High magic potential. The goods were examined and certified by esteemed Willidus, approved for trading. I can sense darkness inside them, not mundane darkness, which is merely the absence of light, but an embodied darkness that begets evil and possesses awareness instead of being emptiness and nothing. What cursed substance did he pump into these unfortunates? Keep an eye on them, for the darkness inside them waits for the right moment to be born into this world. What have you done to these slaves, and why? Snakes made of letters crawl over Krebos' hands. They are no longer slaves, they are vessels of magic. Their bodily fluids were drained and replaced by potions and decoctions imbued with energies. Their dried mummies were filled with the dampness of magic, and their dehydrated brains were filled with the mysteries of the universe. Top quality, Nahindrianus, they say here in Alushinira. Who are you and where did you come from? 3 words appear in the vendor's palms. Krebus from everywhere. The secretive stranger smiles lifelessly and shrugs. His soft, flowing movements are so smooth as to be almost indiscernible, as if he were not a creature of flesh, but rather of melting wax. The slaver opens his mouth wide, and you see neither teeth nor tongue inside. The ink on his palm forms the words, "I can communicate." "I'll buy you lunatics." The slaver gives you a false, emotional smile. Intricate symbols appear on his forehead, twisting and merging until they finally form figures you know. 2, 5, 0, 0, 0. Fine. Krebus' mouth falls wide open. Any human who tried to imitate his grimace would find their jaw badly dislocated. With delicate, neat movements, the vendor places the gold into his black, gaping maw, handful by handful, until he swallows all the money you've paid him. And then he makes a delicate gesture towards the slaves and gives an approving nod. A line of letters runs over his face. Don't delay using them. Magic is unpredictable. How do we save them? The lunatics don't seem to realize they have a new owner. They continue to daydream quietly, staring at something inside their minds and sometimes whispering inexplicable things. Champion, heed the advice that I give you, though I do so with a heavy heart. Do not let these unfortunates into your camp, for darkness has branded them with its ominous mark. They pose a threat, and my heart tells me that any attempt to show them mercy will lead to great loss and bloodshed. Well, we need to send them to nowhere then. They're free. Your words make no impressions on the lunatics. Perhaps they don't even understand them. The words in the vendor's palm read, "They cannot be set free." Show me your magic wares. Yeah, so you're telling me we just wasted 25,000? And we need to listen to the mighty Archangel, right? Phantasmal Guide, Quarterstaff. Okay, Boots of Arcane Persistence. Whenever the wearer of these boots casts the same spell for the 4th time during the day, the next spell becomes quickened, as though using the quicken spell feat. Ring of Imminent Demise. Whenever the wearer of this ring makes an attack of opportunity, the enemy must pass a fortitude saving throw or be knocked down. Robe of Malice. This robe grants the wearer a dodge bonus AC, unarmored attack, only be worn by monk of lawful evil alignment. Okay, bang all the resources, the ingredients, perfect. Scrolls I don't care about. Show of Resurrection, Breath of Life, Meta Magic Rod, whatever, maximize, okay. Greater Empower Meta Magic Rod. This rod grants its wielder the ability to make up to 3 spells they cast per day empowered. Each rod grants wielder make up to... Greater rods can be used with spells of 9th level or lower. Casting queen spells is swift action. Wand of Chaos Hammer? Damn, they're expensive. We have the money, so we don't have to care. Okay, Unholy Shepherd. While wielding this ring with a sign of Baphomet, you can summon 2 half-fiendish minotaurs. 3... What? Oh, wait, what? Hello there. Gold coin from the flesh markets. Okay. Interesting. What else do we have here? I don't care. Dragonkind, whatever. Boogeyman. Uh-oh. What else do we have here? Anything expensive? Dragon's Breath. Chart is 25. Does that mean that after we've used this 25 times it's just gone? Dragon Breath Blue. Monitor Lizard. Summon Monster. Dire Wolf. Oh, Jon Snow approves. Alrighty. Let's see. I want the ring. so we can summon minotaurs. I mean, why not? Ring of Summoning, right? We already have one. And Righteous Crusader Ring. Okay. So from now on, we can summon minotaurs and soul eaters or axiomites. I mean, I don't mind. Nice. Okay, so the mighty Archangel did want us to send them to camp, and we did as he wanted. Knowledge. The islands floating in the air are not the byproduct of some crazy magic. It is the energies of chaos that endow them with their bizarre properties, and they're not even the most amazing thing that can be found in the abyss. I like this concept, depending on how you look at something, what angle it moves. Very interesting.
A trivial task.
The swarm laughs at the branded wannabe. The swarm recognizes only Dascari as the true demon sovereign.
Follow if you dare.
Divine Seer. Shut up, the both of you. This place belongs to Our Lady in Shadow, not Baphomet or Dascari, and she won't tolerate ruckus or bloodshed in the streets. Uh-oh. Minotaur Divine Seer, that's new. Will they attack? 3 guards. Come on, please smash. They're agitated. Scram, you freaks! I don't care about your squabbling. Alushinira is not the place for you to tear one another to shreds. This cowardly insect has disrespected our lord and master Baphomet. The swarm laughs at the branded wannabe. The swarm recognizes only this up. Okay, so nothing happens. This feels like a loop. Okay, yeah, this is a loop. Why are they locked in a death lock of annoying themselves? Oh, I guess that's the Lady in Shadow. Commoner, portal up. Lord Saxaxis gave them his ornament. Oh, okay.
I'm off.
Well, that's mildly interesting. How do we... I mean, okay, theoretically... Ah, there are 2. Haha, I see.
My skills are absolute.
So that one... Wait, what? All 5 moves. That one moves very fast. That one moves fast. Okay, and if we touch this, then these 2 move fast. Okay. So this is slightly back. And that's forward. Forward. The rest back. So that is back, 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 and forward, forward. And that one is forward, forward, everything forward. Okay. Interesting. So this will take me a while. I'm not interested. Simply because... Is there anything here at all? Thank you, no. Oh, the harem of ardent dreams. Okay, but we're not going in there now.
I do what I must.
Okay, we are going in there now. Nothing else for us to do here. Okay. First time here, eh? Fearsome looking succubus steps forward, blocking your path. Are you sure you're welcome here? This is the harem of ardent dreams, the palace of Shamira, chief demoness of the city. After Nocticula, of course, but when did Nocticula ever care about our petty concerns? Bottom line, this palace belongs to the person who really runs everything around here. Got it? How does a feeble guard like you expect to stop someone who has vanquished hordes of demons on Golarion? Is that meant to scare me? Sure, I've heard there's a massacre happening on Golarion, but how am I to know you have anything to do with it? Until I see blood on your hands, you remain nothing but a pompous stranger. Wish to enter? You're known in the city. I think Shamira would deny you an audience. Come in. Oh, you're known in the city. Not bad. Still in the middle city, though. We're not in the upper city yet. Ay, that's a lot of guards. Notes on a ripped paper. The piece of paper is covered in sloppy writing on both sides. The phrases are incomplete, indicating that someone was taking notes pretty much on the go. Or maybe it's our friend who wants a date with every demon he can find. Major. Lamashtu, demon goddess, former demon lord, will swat you without even noticing, gobble and sucker up to her and pray she's in a good mood. Nocticular, Our Lady, Queen of the Midnight Isles, rules Alushanira in general and Shamira in particular. Obey all her orders and never turn your back on her. Shamira, Alushanira steward, bangs Nocticular. And naturally in good standing with her. If you want to live in Alushanira, you'd better respect her. Allies Descari, Demon Lord, rules the Rasping Rifts. Nocticula's ally for now, made some deal with her. Now his servants are all over the Midnight Isles. Don't touch them. That's not allowed. If you off a Descari cultist by mistake, hide the body, cover the tracks, and pretend you know nothing. Important. Descari may be an ally, but he's a spawn of Pazuzu who tussles with Alamashtu. Careful. Baphomet, Demon Lord, rules the Ivory Labyrinth. Best buds with Descari, Nocticula's ally for now. Used to bang Lamashtu, now bunks up with Soxup Batnoth. Dangerous. His cultists can slip into enemy ranks better than worms in your ass. Watch out if you spot double agents, bug out at once. Enemies. Pazuzu, Demon Lord, rules High Mivania, fights with Lamashtu and by proximity with Baphomet. Zokoth Benoth, Demon Lord, rules the Cathedral Telemic. Nocticula's brother and former lover, got the boot, now sulks and wallows in depravity. Bangs Baphomet, but only once in a while. Wait, Baphomet is gay? Okay. Damn, there are a lot of guards here. A red-haired, beautiful demon sits seriously also nothing? Sits majestically on the throne, an aura of bright light blazing around her. It's not the gentle life-giving light that shines on Golarion. This light blinds, withers, makes the person burn with fever, draining their strength. Shamira gives you a withering glare and hisses through clenched teeth. What are you doing here, Asima spawn? Do you have a death wish? Or maybe... A trace of slight interest appears in the demon's voice. Or maybe your sins and crimes caused your own kind to cast you out, and now you need a patron to protect you? Shamira throws a casual glance at Arushale and raises an eyebrow in surprise. So the rumors were true. Arushale, you really are making friends with mortals now? I must admit I found it hard to believe such a worthy daughter of the Abyss had fallen so low. Shamira falls... Such a worthy daughter? Oh, she definitely has a history here. Shamira falls silent, but receives no answer. Well, not that I really care. I have a few questions. With a sigh, Shamira hisses irritably under her breath. Curse Nocticula's hospitality from bringing these strangers from other planes to my city and my harem. I want to know more about Nocticula. Pursing her lips in a smug smile, Shamira answers with venom in her voice. What exactly are you expecting to hear from me beyond what other residents of Alushanira could tell you? Yes, I'm closer to Nocticula than anyone else, but do you really think I'll spill her secrets to you? Our Lady in Shadow doesn't like to be discussed behind her back, and Scope of her realm, the entire Midnight Isles, proves that her anger can be extremely dangerous. She's worshipped on many planes, including Golarion, right? At night, she sometimes comes to insane rapists and murderers and paints in their minds pictures of immorality and horror, masterpieces of lust and despair. She's the first succubus, the most powerful and most seductive, the murderer of countless demon lords and usurper of their abyssal realms. Over the bodies of her victims, she climbed to unbelievable height, and now she stands far above her loathsome brother, Sokoth Benoth. Thus she has proved her victories were gained not just by the means of her power, but also by her great intelligence and willpower. The demon lord Sokoth Benoth is the patron of sexual and other hedonistic gratification, seeing the world as his plaything, one that serves up the violence and destruction of which he is especially fond. He is the brother of Nocticular. What kind of harem is this? Shamira snaps irritably. What do you think? Because I'm Shamira, the ardent dream, the chosen lover of the great Nocticular. Every time she grows weary of plots and conspiracies and craves wild passion and warm caresses, she comes here to her harem. Doesn't the word harem mean a group of individuals always ready to copulate with the master or mistress of the harem? The name should accurately describe the function of the establishment. For instance, residence of a former angel, intended for copulation between the above-mentioned angel girl and Lady Nocticula, which also performs the functions of a city hall. Okay. I've seen you with Hepsamira at the flesh markets. Tell me about her. Hepsamira is an honored guest here in Alushinira. I am not going to discuss her with every stranger I meet. How did you achieve such a high standing? You don't know my story. This explains why you're not on your knees before me. I was once a celestial being, and my fiery wings carried me from the upper planes to insignificant little worlds like your Golarion. Right, she was an angel once. Oh, these are her wings. They're just burning. I gifted fantasies and dreams, kindled flames in the wild minds of dreamers, and I loved it. Sometimes these fantasies took shapes, doing it too daring and unbridled, or so it seemed to me, but I made no effort to stop it. Oh, so she helped people achieve fantasies they shouldn't. A dream is a bird, not a horse. You can't restrain it, you can only hurt it with your reins. The dreams I sowed were becoming more daring, bolder, and with them I changed as well. One day I rejected the limits imposed on me by my masters. In the world I was visiting, a wildfire of dreaming broke out. A dream so daring and bold could come to fruition only through great atrocities and monstrous immoral deeds. I could have stopped it, but I didn't. I was mesmerized by this great vision. I didn't return to my world, as I would not be accepted. Is she maybe talking about worldfall? Did she cause that? Maybe. Instead, I descended into the abyss looking for someone. But wasn't that a meteor strike by another species? Who would truly appreciate me and the dreams that I bestow. Nocticular noticed my flame blazing over the dark waters of the ocean. She came for me and shrouded me in her shadows. That night was very memorable. Since then, I've served her and have been her closest friend and her right hand. Do we want her patronage? You have no idea what powers I command. Maybe we shouldn't do that. I came here seeking your patronage. Shamira looks at you up and down with a contemptuous expression that then answers with a scoff. So what use can you be to me, you foolish little mortal? The most powerful demons serve me. What can your pitiful self offer me that they can't? In your mind, Shamira's voice sounds calmer, though it is still arrogant. In truth, there is one thing you can help me with, Golarion, but the others mustn't know about it. Work for me and I'll grant you a share of my attention and patronage. No doubt you have already heard of Hindrian crystals. Objects of astonishing power that grant their owner incredible abilities. Everyone in Alushinira knows they exist, but no one knows what they are or where to get them. No one except for that smug cow, Hepsamira. I want you to find out what they are. My advice is to start searching that pile of refuse known as Lower City. Ask for Hithorian, my predecessor, now a beggar. If that pathetic wretch is still alive, he may know something. Now go and don't bother returning until you have the information I need. Here, take my mark, so the ark near my palace will let you in. I don't want to waste my time waiting while you wind your way back through the streets of my city with valuable information. Shamira's gold coin. The hand of the inheritor addresses you, an undercurrent of alarm in his voice. I see greed in the eyes of this fiend. She's ready to offer you a deal, and I sense that more than idle interest lies behind it. We both know Nahindrian crystals can make demons immensely powerful. We are pursuing Hepsamira to prevent her from creating and unleashing upon us an army of mythical monsters transformed by these crystals. Yet if you reveal the secret of the crystals to Shamira, we risk simply trading one enemy for another. Our mission demands that we make concessions, but it does not mean we must blindly obey every demon's request. Weigh each of Shamira's words, remember how cunning she is, and do not let her turn you into a tool she can use to commit atrocities. Armor your heart, and do only what you must, not what she, with all her promises and charms, will try to convince you to do. And be prepared to find a knife in your back at any moment.